Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of the look at my books where we've got autumn or fall or Halloween themed pages. The first part was over an hour, so I thought I'd best split this into 2 parts. So we're continuing on. This is, in part 1, I took a look at my books that had sort of the entire book was either fall or autumn or Halloween themed. And then we took a look at some of my books where we've just got, pages within a book. And so we're continuing on with that. So we're looking at pages within books that are Halloween or fall themed. This is, I love this book. And Coloring with Kay and I have done a buddy color in here. We did the lab page. We are both science teachers, so that was super, super fun. I am now working on, and this is maybe a peek at a partly colored page, but I am now working on this page. So this is maybe a witch's kind of study. We've got some brooms there, we've got pumpkins, it could be anything. And I'm really enjoying coloring this page. I will show you the ISBN for this one. You can, I think, buy this off of Amazon Japan. I got it off of Etsy, so that's where I got mine from. I think that's the only sort of fall or Halloween themed page in here. I'm not sure of the translation of the cover of this book. I know Kay just calls it the Townscapes book. It does have a different name though, so I apologize for that. But with the ISBN, you should be able to find it. Here we've got, this is the only April book that I have. This is Forest Girls Coloring Book, the premium edition, so it's hardcover. I have not colored in this book. I am far too afraid of just making a mistake, messing it up. I know I shouldn't be, but for those of you that haven't seen this book before, you've got April's original artwork on the left-hand side and then a line art drawing on the right where you can either, copy or you can do your own thing. So I thought that one was, just grab my glasses here. That one was Pretty Things from the Forest. Wouldn't necessarily have to be autumn or fall, but it gave me that vibe. And then we've got Song of the Wind. Look at that. It's just so beautiful. That definitely gave me an autumn vibe. And then Storing Autumn in My Books. She's pressing leaves. I remember doing that as a kid. Yeah, just so pretty, so beautiful. So again, this is the only April book that I have. I do have 2 Korean coloring books. And the April book I got from Etsy, I think. And most of the Korean or Japanese books that I get from Etsy, I will either get from ChillandSarah or is it Pomdor 42? I'll try and remember to leave a link down below. If I forget, please remind me in the comments. So this is, I believe, I don't know if the artist is called Green Ivy or the series is Green Ivy. I'm not sure. So I can give you, hopefully you can see that. There's the ISBN. And this one sort of goes through the seasons. Look at that. I think I almost bought this for the for the end papers alone. That's just so beautiful. So if I flip, that really broke the spine. Oops. Oh well. That's okay. Now it lies really flat. It's stitch bound too, so hopefully that should be okay. My apologies if that was loud. So this is autumn. So now we've got autumn pages. And again, very similar to April, you've got, it says S. He, so that must be the illustrator. You've got the finished artwork on the left and the line art drawing on the right. The difference is, I don't know if you can see this. The ink work is colored, and my lighting maybe isn't good enough to show that. I don't know, I hope it is. So it's not all, you know, black, it's not all sepia. The line work is colored so that, you know, the flowers here are pink, so the line work on the flowers is slightly pink. You know, the little girl's dress is kind of a dark, I'm not sure if that's a dark green, so the line work on the dress is a darker color, but her backpack line work is red. So that's neat. You get sort of a matching line work to the illustration. So just going through Autumn, gorgeous pictures here. I quite need to crack my book like that. Hopefully I have to fix that later and make sure these all lie flat. This is all in Korean. I haven't translated this. You certainly could. It's got a date for, so 2017, so that must have been when she or he, I'm not sure, first did the illustrations. They're just beautiful. Again, so afraid that I will mess them up. Even the background, and you can see there's it's not perforated, but you could certainly cut. There's like a dashed line where you could cut and then, you know, frame this. The background here, you can see it's white there, but it's textured like this is. So that's kind of nice. It's almost given you, you know, so you don't have to sort of reproduce that same color and texture in the background. It's already there for you. Steaming cup of tea or hot cocoa, maybe. Cat. She and the cat are both listening to her. That almost looks like... Oh, this is going to show my age. For those of you old enough, it's not an MP3 player, although I guess it could be. That almost looks like a Walkman. In the 1980s, I still have my Walkman, where you had, it was like a portable and you could play cassettes in it. And it was like a portable music cassette player. That's what that looks like to me. Still an autumn trip maybe. Some shopping. This way. Waiting for the bus. That's beautiful. Leaves. Cat in the overcoat. Awesome. Sorry. Turning it. Shouldn't turn it until I know I have to. Reading. And these are all labeled autumn. Maybe, you know, some of you might not consider them autumn images, but they're labeled as autumn in the book. Oh, still this way. So, leaf masks. That's cute. There's almost, on the leaves, like the line work is still colored, but there's almost like a faint shading that's already there. So it's almost a really faint red shading on that leaf, really faint orange there, faint green there. Working on a quilt, maybe a grandma. You'll notice that, so the quilt is very patterned. There's lots of, you know, beautiful patterns there. But here, we haven't got them. So you could either do solid colors, you could try and reproduce some of those patterns, you could put your own patterns in, that would be fun. Show Spending some time with Grandma, it looks like. There's a Halloween image. Again, some very, it's almost like grayscale, but colored grayscale, if that makes sense. And then that's it. And then we are on to winter. So there's that one. Again, I think, so the illustrator is S. He. I think that's what it said on the pictures. Yeah, the rest of it, I thought maybe the name would be in English, but it's interesting the names of the seasons are in English. But yeah, that's what it says on most of the images. S. He. But I think that the series maybe is called Green Ivy. And I recently got this one. And I know I haven't even colored in the other one. But I love looking through these. I love looking at the colored artwork too. It's just so beautiful. The other one was paperback, but almost like that. Like there's definitely a texture to the cover. It's got, I don't know if you can hear that. So it's a thicker paperback cover. This one is hardbound. And this one's called Nostalgia. Again, those same, and this one has a bookmark. Those same end paper patterns. I mean, that's just gorgeous. And you know what, the lighting that I have on here, I do apologize. I need some better lights, I think, if I'm going to go forward with these videos. But it doesn't do the color in here justice. It just doesn't. This one does not have just an autumn or a fall section. They're sort of scattered throughout. So here we've got, looks like she's drawing all those autumn leaves in front of her. And again, colored line work. So we've got lots of shades of sort of red and orange and green. And then the flowers here that are purple, also have purple line work. So that's kind of neat. Here I thought was another fall image. Here's another one. This wouldn't have to be, just walking through grasses and what have you, but to me that said fall. This one too. We've got the girl and her cat running through the autumn leaves. This one we've got pumpkins, outdoor kind of wood stove. This one is a green pumpkin, which I thought was interesting. And then some flowers. I mean, this could definitely still be, maybe summer. It wouldn't have to be autumn. But I think the color palette, the fact that there's a pumpkin just sort of said to me autumn. Oh, this one's back the other way. Here we've got a scarecrow and some autumn pumpkins. The images are just, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. The paper is it's not watercolor paper, but you can hear it's quite thick. Not quite card, but very thick paper. And again, if anyone would like me to do a full flip through of these books, if you've not seen them before and you'd like a full flip through, just let me know in the comments below. So that one's called Nostalgia. These are two books that I have by Flora Waycott. And I believe this one anyway was published to help not sure if it was part of the proceeds of this one. So she is a UK illustrator, and the RSPB, and UK people, forgive me if I'm incorrect, I think stands for the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. So this might have been, it's published by Bloomsbury Publishing, and maybe part of the proceeds went towards the RSPB. I'm not sure, but I can give you, did I give you, forgive me, I can't, no, I didn't think I did. There is the ISBN, oh my goodness, sorry. Is that close enough? On the nostalgia book, that hardcover Green Ivy book. I think I did on the other Green Ivy book. Did I? I think I did. And here's the ISBN for this one. This one I think I just got off of Amazon, possibly Amazon UK, because I noticed the price there is in pounds. And this is Nature, seasonal coloring book. So we've got a number of seasonal pages in here. We've got mushrooms. Spider webs, which wouldn't have to be fall. You know, you certainly have spider webs in the summertime. Squirrels and acorns. Mice and pumpkins. Did I miss? Oh, I don't think I did. Some owls, some oak leaves and ivy. Bats. And again, this is, you know, RSPB, so it's focusing on different animals on the different pages, but, you know, going through kind of seasonally as well. Oh, no animals there. So this is hazelnuts, or it could be chestnuts, I guess, because these are conkers. I've been reading a book where it's set in the UK in the 1950s, and they talk about children collecting these and then having fights with them. But I'm not sure if they mean throwing them at each other. It was something to do with hanging them from a string. Yeah, I wasn't really sure, but they that's what they called them in the book. The children were calling them conkers. I think they're horse chestnuts. And then that was a very pretty kind of fall wreath, I thought. These look like rose hips to me, maybe. I love the color of this, or the cover, the color of the cover. And this too. Just thought that was really super pretty. It's got red, kind of metallic, I don't know if you can see it kind of flash there. Different areas of the cover. And then she also has this Winter Wonderland book. Now, there is, I thought, a few fall pages at the beginning of this book, or autumn pages at the beginning. And I think the only thing I've colored in here is that cover page. And believe it or not, and I think I'll talk about this in a future video. So these are double-sided. The this kind of gray-blue color that I have here in the snowflakes, that's alcohol marker. Can you see? Didn't go through. I'm not kidding. That was, I think that's vintage blue from the, or one of the vintage blue colors from the Spectre Noir Tri-Blend markers. And yeah, that was alcohol marker. And it didn't go through. So I got that idea, I think, from, it was either Color with Claire or Color Me Stress Free. I think maybe it was Color Me Stress Free. So, well, I'll talk about that in a future video. But yeah, most of this is winter, but there were a few autumn pages kind of before they got into winter. And then quite often they'll have sort of a quote maybe from a poem, something here. O last of autumn and winter, steeped in haze, O sleepy seasons, you I love and praise. Charles Baudelaire. And then thought that was sort of autumn-ish. This could be autumnish too. We've got socks and sweaters. It says Burr. It certainly gets cold here in the fall. Autumn is sweater season. And then I think then we're getting into, yeah, this is Lydia Maria Child. This is a song which I will not sing. The horse knows the way to carry the sleigh through the white and drifted snow. So again, Flora Wakehead, did I show you? No, I don't think I did. Oh, that's really tiny. Ooh. Hopefully you could see that. I think that's as close as I can get. So that is Winter Wonderland. This, again, it's, and I apologize, I know there's so many uncolored books here, and they're a collection, right? And I love looking through them. I certainly hope in future, maybe one day, if, you know, once I'm retired, not teaching anymore, I'll have more time. Just more, the books aren't going to go bad. So, yeah. This one is great to look through because Audubon, of course, was an American illustrator. And back in the 19th century, I think, the 1800s, and focused on birds and illustrations of birds. And so this book has his illustrations colored on the left and then line work to copy or not on the right. And none of these are specifically labeled as, you know, fall or autumn, but some of them certainly have more kind of fall or autumn kind of color palettes or feels to them. It's got the Latin name of the bird that's shown and then the English name. So this is the red-shouldered hawk. But I mean, look at, and Audubon, of course, is world famous for his bird illustrations. And you can buy whole hardcover books of Audubon illustrations. This is a house finch. Again, I thought that was kind of an autumn-ish looking page. Not a whole lot of them in here because, again, you know, we've got not, there's your summer tanager. But I just thought this was an interesting book. And I will give you the ISBN for this one because I don't know if this one is as easy to find. So there's that. But even to get this for just looking at John James Audubon's illustrations, from his masterwork, Birds of America, just looking at his illustrations, I think it's worth to buy this coloring book. He certainly has more illustrations than are what in here. His Birds of America is a massive, massive book. So, but I thought that was neat. I have two of Melpomene Chatspandagiotou. I think that's how you say her name. Her books. I have the third one on order. I prefer the UK versions of these. So if this cover looks different to maybe the one you're used to, I think the UK covers do look a little different. I'm in Canada, so if I order from Amazon Canada or the UK, or pardon me, Canada or the US, usually you get the US versions. So I bought these from Amazon UK. And yeah, I just prefer the paper in them. So this is Enchanted Earth, and we've got, this one is sort of an all four seasons page, isn't it? But, you know, we've got maybe spring, summer, fall, winter. So there's a little fall vignette if you wanted to color that. I marked this one. I wanted to work on this one in the fall. We'll see. I think that's definitely fall themed. Pumpkin, pomegranates, acorns, corn. She's just such an amazing illustrator, isn't she? I thought this one was fall themed. I mean, maybe, maybe not. Looks like Grape Harvest. To me, that seems fallish, but, you know, you've got your fire in your fireplace. Wouldn't have to be. I thought this one was, give me a fall vibe. The whole thing is a maple leaf, right? That's the shape. And then you've got, looks to me like an elk. Beautiful. Another deer there. This one has leaves for the flames on the candles, so I thought this one was definitely fall themed as well. Some acorns there, apples, pine cones, mushrooms. It's just amazing artwork. I have not colored anything in here. I know. Put my page marker back to the pumpkin one. I have colored two things in nature mandalas. One of them is since I'm a new channel, I haven't, I've got colored pages from the past that, I haven't done, these are my colored pages from a particular month, but I could show this to you now. So this was the title page, or not the title page, the, colored by me page. So I did this one. Those weren't monarch butterflies. I just made them monarch butterflies. Not really fall themed. Well, you've got your spider web here, I guess. I thought this was fall themed. This was another page that I colored. And I think I showed this one in my sort of fall pages kind of video, fall pages that I had colored. Again, where I am, we're pulling our gardens in the fall. So that's why this one to me felt fall themed. Pumpkins too, I guess would be fall themed. This one, you've got your maple leaf in the center there and just sort of leaves and animals, mushrooms. I felt like it was a fall theme to that one. I wasn't sure about this one. It almost looks like the trees are on fire. Sort of. Well, I don't know. Because she's got, instead of leaves, we've got sort of flames. But then you've got leaves out here. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I think you certainly could do this on a fall palette and it would look amazing. You've got mushrooms here. Could be spring, but could also be fall. This one had some fruits and nuts, pine cones. Just felt fallish to me. And I'd mark this one because I thought about doing this one too. We'll see. Could be fall, could be just summer. It had some leaves, some caterpillars there. I thought I could do this with a fall palette and it would look neat. Some of these might be, I don't know if they're leaves or, no, I think they're leaves. I was thinking maybe they could be feathers too, but I think they're leaves. Yeah. So that's Melpomene, Chatspenny Gyotu. I didn't give you the ISBN numbers for these. I think they're fairly easy to find. The UK versions, you could have gotten them from Book Depository, but you can't anymore. Amazon UK, or I think that's probably your best bet. You're going to have to pay a little bit extra in shipping if you're in Canada or the US. Just make sure that you are ordering the UK version, because I think you can also get the US version, and it would be sad if you paid for the extra shipping and then got the US version anyway. So make sure that the version you're ordering, if you want the UK paper, has coloring spelt with an OU. That's how you're good. That's your main clue that you're getting a UK or a Canadian coloring book. Instead of COLOR, you're going to have COLOUR. The cover's a little bit different too, but the spelling there, that's how you're probably going to know. Best bet to know that you're getting a UK book. I have 4 Erie books, and in the previous video, part 1 to this, I showed you the one Erie postcard book that I have. So the romantic country books each have a few kind of fall themed pages. So here we've got a specimen box of the forest, and then we've got a kind of a, it wouldn't have to be fall, but I don't know, a basket of apples to me kind of said fall with the wishing well there, or just a well, I guess. This is just the title page to chapter 4, but I thought it was kind of fall, Halloween with the jack-o'-lantern there. I'd marked off this kitchen page as one that I thought about coloring this fall. You've got some pumpkins down there. Again, wouldn't have to be. Could be a summer page too, but you know, recipe there says pumpkin bread. Happy Halloween, boo. So you've got a Halloween page there. This one is bread. I mean, I guess that could be fall, but it wouldn't have to be. And then you have this sort of kitchen page. Again, it just felt fallish to me, I guess, because you've got the pumpkins there and the straw broom, and then a winter page on the other side. I'll put that back in the other page later. This is the US version, so, I mean, I can show you the ISBN, but you probably don't need it. And then I've got the US version of the second tale, or the English version, I should say, of the second tale. It's probably US, based on the spelling there. I thought this, this double page kind of, again, wouldn't have to be fall, but it gave me a fall vibe kind of feeling, kind of harvest and things there. This whole chapter kind of has almost a fall feeling, or a Halloween, you know, it's the witch in the hidden secret forest. Wouldn't have to, you could color these leaves green, or you could color them fall colors. And then you've just got a lot of pages with the little girl going to visit the witch in the forest. This one, I think, you know, had the pumpkins here, cauldrons. So that one felt very Halloween to me. That's actually Easter. And then you've got the trick-or-treaters there. It says trick-or-treat. So I think that one's definitely Halloween. And the third tale, I couldn't find the US version. I just couldn't. So I got the Japanese version, I believe from Etsy. So I can give you the ISBN there. Again, I don't know if the ISBN is different for the Japanese version, or if it's the same as the English version, I'm not sure. The paper feels different. It feels like it has a little bit more texture to it in the Japanese version. So I thought that one was kind of fallish, this page anyway. So you've got your harvest with your pumpkins and carrots and onions and things. And then this one you've got your jack-o'-lanterns and some more pumpkins. Grapes, again, to me, I don't know, kind of say fall. We've got our witch, a broom, and then this, I would say that's definitely Halloween. Trick or treats party. Trick-or-treaters there. I think. Yeah, that was the last one in here. And then I have this one, and I believe this is, sorry, Fairy Tales Around the World, maybe? Oh, forgive me if I'm incorrect on that. And we've got some kind of Halloween pages here. This almost looks like, I don't know if this is supposed to be like Charles Dickens. So maybe, I don't know. Ebenezer Scrooge, I don't know. And again, I'm not sure what fairy tale that would be, but and then here we've got, and I think this is definitely sort of Halloween. Maybe same thing there. And this wouldn't have to be Halloween, but it was sort of, you know, the little girl witch, and she's got her wand and spell books, and then we've got some potions and things going on here. So I thought that could be Halloween. I have actually I have 3 Maria Trolle books, but the other one I didn't think had any sort of autumn pictures in it. So this is Botanicum. And I think we've got a few autumn themed pages here. There's this one, which is our little pumpkin house. We've got this one, which is sort of our little mushroom house. Some acorns and things there. There's definitely Halloween. And I thought this one could be autumn too. Again, those look like, I don't know if they're rose hips. They look like rose hips to me. Mice gathering them in. So there's Botanicum, Ria Trolle. And then Twilight Garden. I thought that one could definitely be fall themed. Actually, both of these could. Because you've got your horse chestnuts again, acorns, oak leaves. And you've got your owl with acorns and mushrooms and things. I think that could be autumn themed. And I think these two, I mean, you've got flowers and things here, but you could. But I think this is definitely sort of autumn themed things. I only have one Hannah Carlson book. I know. Her illustration style, while it's beautiful, it doesn't call to me. She has a lot of faces, and I think I mentioned in a previous video, I just am not drawn to coloring portraits. So maybe that's why. But I am very much a seasonal colorist, so maybe that's why I thought, well, I'll get seasons and I mean, it's got faces and portraits in here too, but then I could, look at the seasonal pages. So here we've got sort of the start of her autumn section. So it's Autumn Winds. Her illustrations are beautiful. They are beautiful. Like I say, I'm just not drawn to coloring portraits, but I would definitely color something like that. Mushrooms and spiders. Trying to think who I saw color this recently. Was it Lucy? I think it was Lucy. Maybe a couple months ago. She did a wonderful, amazing job. She always does. Just an amazing job, though, with this picture. Again, just sort of autumn. You've got mushrooms and things. So to me, that feels autumny. This is Fall Fog. Pumpkins. Mushrooms and things. Mushrooms and acorns. I do like her little critters, her little mice and squirrels. I like how she's drawn the fur. I think that's neat. There's a Halloween one, another one. I don't know. I mean, I guess this could be autumny. I thought that was autumny for sure. That's probably not even a word. I'm just making that word up. Autumny. Has an autumn feel is what I mean. And I think I put that tag there because those were sort of the end. And then Fallen Stars. I mean, this could be autumn as well. But then we've got, icicles and snowflakes here. So I think this is where kind of the winter stuff starts. So that was Hannah Carlson's Seasons. And again, I think that's easy to find on Amazon. I have one Clara Markova book, Fairy Celebrations. Again, not super drawn to her artwork. She's got a lot of faces. But I did feel that this Fairy Celebrations was kind of the most, maybe, well, at the time, I'm not sure if it still is, the most seasonal of her coloring books. So, kind of in the middle here, we've got, here's sort of the fall season. I'm sorry. Remember to center this and to not, I feel like I'm having to hold the book open, so that's why my hand is in the way. Sorry. Coloring Kid does amazing coloring with Clara Markova. Like seeing her finished pages. Yeah, I think this is just sort of the autumn section to this book. You know, we've got pumpkins on the cake here, mushrooms, fairies, oak leaves, acorns. All those things say autumn to me. It looks very cozy. See, I would probably color that. There's no people in it. I know, isn't that terrible? I just am not drawn to it. I don't know. Just am not. There's some small images there. I think that's probably Halloween. Looks like we've got some costumes and bat, apples, pumpkins. I mean, maybe not. It looks like they're roasting apples on the fire. It's like just fallish. And I think then we're getting into Christmas and winter. So yeah, that's the only Clara Markova book I have. I can give you the ISBN here. I believe I bought this off of Etsy, because I don't think you can get her books on Amazon. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can. I pulled 2 of Joanna Basford's books just because I felt Enchanted Forest, like anything foresty to me can be turned into a fall book. And I think I showed in my sort of fall colored pages video, I have the miniature version of this, and I started coloring in that, and I did like a fall color palette there. Not all these pages would lend themselves well to fall. You know, there's definitely, you know, ones with tulips and things might be spring kind of pages. But I do think that, you know, almost any page in here you could color with a fall palette, and it would be great. And there are a few pages in Secret Garden. Now, I have on order the 10th anniversary Secret Garden. I have the old one. It's very yellowed, and not the coloring. The pages are very yellowed, and I don't know. Again, I prefer the UK versions, so I have the UK version of that. This is not the UK version. This is the artist edition. And I don't know if people are familiar with this or not. There's one page in here that I thought could be definitely autumn or fall themed. This artist edition is huge. This is, I'm guessing, well, I mean, look, it's kind of elbow to, you know, if I rest my elbow down there, it almost is the length from my elbow to my palm. I'd get my ruler up, but I don't think my ruler is long enough. It's definitely over 12 inches tall. And the paper in here it's sort of bound like, I don't know if you can see that. So it's got a cover that opens, but then this is, it's glue bound, but it's got this, I'm not sure what you call it, this sort of extra binding inside. I don't know if you can hear the paper. It's card. I mean, it's thick. And this one, I bought this book quite a while ago. I started this one. I don't like what I was doing, so I quit. But I had pulled it out, and again, I probably wouldn't do that now, but it's thick. It's thick card. So that's the artist edition. And I don't know if you can still get this or not. I think you can. But I did think that wreath in here was kind of autumn themed. Just a few more. This is a neat book. This was a purchase from Book Depository when it was still alive. And it's by the Posh Coloring Company. I'll give you the ISBN there. Sorry, I guess I could have given you the ISBN for that artist edition for Joanna Basford too, because that might be tougher to find. That's not the ISBN. I must have got this secondhand from, I don't know. My apologies. ISBN is covered up. Oh, there. Maybe I can get it there. It's going to be really tiny. Can you see it? Down there at the bottom. Sorry. My light is in the way here too. don't know if you can zoom in on that or not. So that's the ISBN to this Secret Garden Artist Edition. So this Posh book, which I think I just did the ISBN, it's Secret Garden Glitter. And I don't know if anyone has seen this before or not. This is something I've colored. I'm going to pick this up and see if I can get it to catch. Can you see how there's glittery or reflective parts? That's already, it's almost like a plastic, like a glittery plastic coating that's been put onto the page before you color it. And then you just color over top. I don't think, yeah, it does say down here, to make the most of the glitter effect, we recommend using alcohol-based markers or permanent markers. I don't know that you could use colored pencil because I don't know that it would stick on this plasticky bit. And if it did, it would just cover up the glitter effect. So I can show you, here's a page that I haven't colored. And you can even see the light. You see the light hitting the different areas? So it's like pre-glittered for you. And then you just color over top and the glitter still comes through. You can feel it. If you can hear my verses. There's the regular paper. Yeah, it's like a coating on the book. So it's kind of neat. But I thought that one could be fall themed. So you can see they've put the glitter on the kind of the wheat sheaves there. That one. They put the glitter on the acorns and on the parts of the leaves. Now, I mean, it does, you have to, obviously the glitter is going to go where they say you put the glitter. So that can be frustrating, but it does give kind of a neat effect. There's one. Pumpkin. You can see. I know it doesn't, it looks more glittery in real life. It just sort of looks shiny on the camera. But there is a bit of kind of almost glitter texture to it. It's not just a flat, plasticky shine. Thought that one was kind of fall. Some leaves there. And I thought that one. See the shine? So yeah, thought that was kind of a neat... I had never really seen anything like that before. And you can even see on the cover, they've glittered the bird there. And the lettering. I also have this Posh. And this is a publishing company. And I think it's just a sort of a grouping of books or a category of books. It's Andrew McNeil Publishing. And this, I would say this is maybe one of my most favorite, if not the most favorite coloring book that I have, even though I've only ever started one page in here because I'm very scared. But I love looking through this book. And I know that people have done a flip. This is not a new book. People have done a flip before. Zucchini Kitty, Karen, has done some amazing colorings in here. So definitely go to her channel and do a search for the Posh Marjolaine Baston coloring book. But I mean, look at the cover. And you know what? This cover image isn't in the book, which makes me really sad. I wish it was, but it isn't. But I mean, that's fall, right? And in this book, you've got Marjolaine, I'm not sure. Her colored image from her original artwork on the left, and then sort of a really faint, I know it's even hard to see, line work version of the picture on the right. And it's very sketchy. So you kind of have to have a lot of confidence, I think, in not only your coloring ability, but your artistic ability to sort of be able to reproduce, if you want to reproduce, here, what you're seeing here, which I think is kind of why I'm scared. I don't have that kind of confidence. I just don't. The only one, I'll give you a peek at it if you want, if I can find it. There's one page in here that I started. You can't laugh though, okay? You can't laugh. That one. That's all I've done so far. That's as far as I got, and then I got really scared. So I did the flowers. Again, was just trying to copy. So I did the yellow flowers. and I put a really light shading on everything else. I don't know if you can even see that. So there's a really light purple shading on the flowers here. There's a really light shading on the boots. And that was as far as I got. I just got scared. This isn't fall, but yeah. I mean, I would love to color in here, but even if I don't, you know, looking at her artwork is just amazing. I thought that one was kind of fall. Not that one. Well, it could be. That one. The leaves and the birds. I have her desk calendar on my desk, the daily desk calendar. I also have her monthly wall calendar hanging up. I love her artwork. I have some cross stitch kits that I have of her artwork. I do love cross stitching as well. Again, teaching, I don't have as much time. I wish I had more time, but I thought that was fall themed. Oh, I could stare at her artwork just forever. I marked this one because I was thinking, I don't know. I just love looking at this. I would love to be able to look at this after I, you know, finished it and it turned out wonderfully and then I could look at it and be all proud, but I just don't know if that would happen. Yeah. The line work too, the color of the line work kind of matches with the sort of general color palette of her artwork. So the line work here it's almost like an orangey brown, whereas the line work here is more yellow. I don't know if you can see that. And the line work here was more of a pinky red. So the line work it's not stark black. So I mean, it's meant when you're done for that line work to almost disappear a little bit, I think. That's kind of the intent there. So we'll put our bookmark back. Hard to say if we'll ever get there, but... And then there was a few more at the back here. I thought that one could be kind of fallish. Looks like a walnut, I think. And crocuses, I mean fall crocuses, or spring crocus. To me, this just had a fall vibe. And that one kind of had a fall vibe too. But, I mean, it wouldn't have to. That, to me, looks like a lemon. But then you've got kind of hazelnuts here and some mushrooms. But flowers, I mean, yeah, maybe fall vibe, maybe not. If anyone would like a full flip through this book, just to look at this artwork, just let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you. And then there's the cover image. It's just so beautiful. I have this one, which is a colourist book. It's Colorful Seasons. And then it just goes through and does the different seasons. I think it starts with winter. It goes through... I thought I had this... Oh, yeah, I do. I was going to say, I thought I had this marked. So winter, spring, summer, and then fall is at the end of the book. So then we've just got our fall pages here. Almost getting to an hour in this one too. So hopefully people I like these kinds of videos. I like the long chatty ones. I just sort of put them on and color while they're on. So hopefully you guys like them too. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to keep flipping this, aren't I? Trick or treat. Kind of a old farmhouse. Owl. A wreath. A Halloween witch. It's very kind of mandala repetitive, but I like coloring that kind of thing. It's got acorns and... Although acorns and maple leaves. Oh no, there's some oak leaves in there too. Some cats. Pumpkins. Thanksgiving theme there. Like a fall kind of wreath. You could do sunflowers, that sort of a thing. Another Thanksgiving kind of theme. the last one in the book. Got your fall harvest. That's it. So like all colored books, you've got that great big thick piece of card at the end. And the paper is really good. It almost feels like cardstock. So that's Colorful Seasons. I can give you the ISBN on this one. Did I give you the ISBN on the Posh book? I don't think I did. I think it's fairly easy to find, though. I don't know if Colorit is still making this one or not. So there's the ISBN. You could certainly check their website. They have a website. They're also on Amazon. This Posh coloring book. Sorry if I already did this. I can't remember. I don't think I did. There was that Marjolaine Bastin one. And the paper in here is not, I mean, it's very thin. And you wouldn't want to use alcohol marker because it would, it would wreck the picture on the other side. But like I say, Karen Zucchini Kitty has done some amazing work in that book. Lulu Mayo has got, a million kawaii cuties. She's got that kind of pumpkin Halloween picture there. And I think that's the only one in there. A Million Magical Creatures. She's got a few in here. I don't have all her books, but I have, I think, just these two. Or maybe I have one more. Karen Zucchini Kitty did an amazing job with this one. I remember she had a very muted, it wasn't like a bright sort of Halloween color palette. It was very muted. I thought that was great. And then there's a Halloween one there. That could be, mushroom. But then we've got our witches and then our jack-o'-lantern here. Almost done, folks. Almost done. I have 3 of Jen Racine's, I think that's how you say it, Racine? I'm pretty sure it's Racine. Coloring books, I should say. So she does a very kind of Scandinavian folk way of illustrating. So this one's called The Modern Cottage. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually a compilation book of some of her others. So there might be some repeats of images in here and then maybe a few of the others I have. But this is the kind of illustration that she does. So it's very Scandinavian kind of folk art. Lots of big open spaces. They're all single-sided. I think you get 2 copies in each book. So you've got that one. So you've got a fox. Maybe not 2 copies in this one. If this is a compilation book, you might not get 2 copies. Some canning. To me, that always says fall too. This could be fall or winter kind of candles. So I would say this is, what do they call, cottagecore? That kind of a vibe to it. Very homey. Mushrooms and stew kind of thing. Sweaters. Yeah, so this is it's just Amazon print. Oh, this was actually printed in, I must have got this from Amazon US, because this is North Haven, Connecticut. So there's the Modern Cottage collection. Actually, I'll do this one first. You probably have heard of this concept, right? And I think I'm pronouncing this correctly. If any of you out there, if I'm not, please let me know. This is time to hygge. And that's a Danish concept where, how does it translate? It's like coziness, basically, right? Cozy comfort. And so this does have 2 sets. And a lot of the images, again, it's that Scandinavian kind of folk art feel to it. So this was in the other book, I think. A lot of these images, wouldn't necessarily have to be autumn, but they give me an autumn feel. You've got candles here, cinnamon bun maybe, hot cocoa. It's that cozy comfort, right? Hygge. This one I had started coloring and then not got any further than this. I colored the berries with, I think they're glaze pens, because I can see them flash a little bit. I think this was, oh, looks different. Well, maybe not. There was another page in the other book that had candles on it too. Wouldn't have to be autumn, but, you know, does have kind of maybe an autumn vibe. This one. It's like a... Oh my goodness, Connie. Words. Embroidery hoop. A fox. And then a little... Oh, now I'm not going to pronounce this correctly either. Lagom. Maybe. Is that how you say it? Lagom. So hygge is Danish, and this is sort of the Swedish version of the same thing, I think. So, you know, again, she's got that Scandinavian folk art kind of style. And so I just marked one in here. We've got quilts on a quilt kind of ladder holder thing. But yeah, just this kind of, I think lagom is maybe more, maybe it doesn't mean quite the same thing. Or, I'm not sure. Thrifted sweater. There's a mushroom page. Yeah. So, but this is, again, this is Jen Racine. I believe she's Canadian. Oh, there. Lagom is the Swedish art of living with just the right balance. Not too much, not too little. So finding enjoyment in simple things, like a great cup of coffee or tea, a warm fire, crafts, collections from nature. So it means slightly different than hygge, Danish word for acknowledging a feeling or moment of cozy contentment and well-being. Similar, but not quite the same. She does have some other books as well, so you can also check those out. The Plant Parent coloring book. This is a book I got a long time ago, and I don't know that it's my style, but it's Jane Madej. And I'll show you the ISBN there. Get it. I don't know if it's still published or not. It's grayscale. But I thought what was neat about it was she's got a whole section at the front on learning to color grayscale. So she goes through and talks about coloring tools, comparison, it's a long video, comparison of coloring mediums, you know, for doing grayscale, you know, transparency versus opaque, coloring light and dark. So I thought that made this book interesting to me. And then you've got all these grayscale images, and it's pretty heavy grayscale. But at the end, she gives you colored examples of all of the images in the book. So I thought that was neat too. You know, you don't see that very often. It's definitely better paper than Amazon paper. I don't think it's Amazon published. No, Northlight Books. But she definitely has some fall images in here. So there's October Scarecrow. There's Autumn Romance. Pumpkins and Pomegranates. Move that a bit. Dog with Leaves. So we've got autumn there. That could sort of be autumny. Garden Bench. Grapevine Gathering. So yeah, not exactly my Nature's Treasures. That could be kind of autumny. Not exactly my usual style of coloring, but I just thought it was an interesting book to have all of these colored examples at the back. Plus have the, there she is. Plus have the section at the beginning that sort of talked about how to color grayscale. I thought that was, yeah. So that is Adorable Animals, Grayscale Coloring Book. I've got two R.J. Hampson here that I think have some autumn pictures in there. We've got Forest Song. I know he's coming out with hardcovers. They're not in Canada yet. I keep checking. This one just is called Fall. Oh, sorry, got it centered there. We've got the Dormice. That one to me looked fallish. Foxy Trouble. Anything with foxes just seems fallish to me. I mean, it wouldn't have to be, but it just does. Hedgehog, mushroom, that sort of thing. So those were the Images in Forest song that I thought were fallish. And in Steampunk Houses 2, I don't think I have Steampunk Houses 1. I think I just have 2. We've got the Haunted House. So that would be a fun one for October. And, oh, I had done Creative Haven in my other video, but had forgotten about this one. Gnome Sweet Gnome, which is Teresa Goodrich, fairly recent. She's got some fall gnomes in here. So we've got this one, which I think could be fall. You've got pine cones, mushrooms up here, and they are having some milk and marshmallows they're toasting. Got some cookies down here too. So that's a very sweet one. We've got this one. I think that's definitely fall. So you've got your gnomes and apples and pumpkins. And then it could be summer, depending on where you live, but to me it had a fall vibe. You've got sunflowers, hay. So yeah, some fall images in there. And then the last 2 books. This is, and I will show, is there an ice? Yes, there is. This I got from Etsy. It is kind of similar to those Disney books, I think. Those Hachette Heroes. This is color by number. There's 100 images. And each page has its own color palette. So there's not one color palette for the whole book. And I started doing some in here. Some I did with, that's water-based pen. It turned out okay. I did that one with acrylic marker. I think it turns out better because then you're kind of covering up a lot of the numbers and line work. Started that one. So what I will do, and oh, there's a fall one that I did. I think I showed this in my other fall colored pages. So this is partly acrylic marker and partly gel pen or metallic. Is it? Yeah, it's gel pen, metallic gel pen. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, kind of flash there a bit. But what I thought I'd do, if you don't want to see this, look away. It's got colored sort of answers at the back. Right? So this is one that I've started at number 8 there. So that's fallish. I think that could be fall. All right. That one there. I think we've got some that could be fall here. We've got, sorry, I'm not turning this the right way, but we've got mushrooms. Yeah, because it's technically right that way. It was just easier to show you. I guess I could turn them. So there's the mushroom one. There is sort of a fall scene there. There's a fall scene there. So I think that there's, that could be fall, maybe sort of trop. That's the one that I did, right? Lots of fall scenes on this page, right? I just thought it was a really, maybe that one there too, an interesting book in that it was color by number, but it's more that Disney style. Well, it's not Disney style. It's the type of book, right? You've got better paper. You've got the color palettes on the bottom that are unique to each page. And each little section isn't necessarily a different color from the one next to it. So when you look at the page, it's not immediately apparent what the page is. So I think they call them mystery, color by number mystery kind of books, maybe. And I could be wrong on that. For those of you that are more familiar with this kind of book, maybe let me know. But got a really pretty Christmas one there. So not a super Disney fan, but I liked this. Yeah, so we've got some more fall ones here. I just liked this idea of color by number. So, right, take some of that stress of color picking away. But it was different. You know, it was different than your usual sort of color by number. And to finish off, this is Jen Katz. So in part 1 of my look at fall pages, we looked at Autumn is My Favorite Color, which is a book that I recently purchased from her Etsy store. And again, this is from Etsy, so there's no ISBN on here. But I'll try and remember to link her Etsy store in the description of the video. So Homes Sweet Homes, we've got a few in here that are, and I did a full flip on this book in a previous video, so if you want, I'll try and remember to link that video down below. So we've got, I'm pretty sure this is Halloween, because you've got 31, some skulls, a little wizard witch dude here, right? That could be fall themed or Halloween themed. This one, which I love, so many tiny details. We've got our same little dude. He's got a cauldron. There's just so much going on here. There's skulls. You know, I love zombies, free brains. I mean, I think that's definitely could be Halloween. And then this is sort of a, you could put it side by side with the previous page and it would make one long picture if you wanted, or it's just framed up here. So again, you know, you've got bones, you've got ghosts, there's a jack-o'-lantern, so all kinds of things here. And that is all. So I know these were 2, like, over an hour piece videos. You know, I hope they weren't too long. Like I say, I really like these kinds of videos to watch and just sort of have on while I'm coloring, and I can look up every now and again. It's, oh, you know, I haven't seen that book before. Or you can look up and say, oh yeah, I have that book too. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If anyone would like any flip-throughs of any of the books that I've shown, just let me know. I can do that for you. If you like what you're seeing, please consider liking, subscribing, clicking on that notification bell, leaving a comment below. All of it helps my channel. I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and I hope you're enjoying your coloring. Thanks so much for sticking with me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.